Chai FM, 101.9 megahertz of life.
I'm Cherie Seppert. This is Above Board. And The Adventures of Thumbelina is a delightful children's theatre production presented by On-Cue Theatre at the Sandton Theatre on the Square. It is ideal for little ones and is packed with fun, music and imagination. I'm delighted to have both the show's director and choreographer, Litzy Katz, and co-writer Kevin Theron as my guests now to tell me more. Litzy and Kevin, welcome and thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So I have a confession. And my confession is that out of all the things I ever did as a parent with my children, taking them to children's theatre was my favorite activity. And I think it was because it offers something for everybody. It takes the children in such a real and magical way and exposes them to art in a way that is both fun and enjoyable. Correct or incorrect?
Absolutely. I mean, theatre is the magic of the world. There's just no comparison, especially in this modern technology with iPads and social media.
TikTok.
That children are not exposed to live theatre anymore because they get put in front of screens, and we need to get them back into the theatre to see live performance again.
And the other thing that I always felt is that children's theatre is actually as good as adult theatre in terms of talent and what is on offer, albeit different topics.
You're talking about the actors, or
Yes.
what do you mean?
Yes.
Of course, the actors are amazing.
Yes.
They all graduates, 4 or 5 years of university. We work very, very, very hard. And they're amazing on stage.
There are. And
Yeah.
I mean, does it take a different skill to be an actor for children's theatre as it would for adult theatre?
No, I don't think so. I don't, because we don't enhance the actors to say shout, scream, not at all. It's exactly like, we don't like it, we don't do that. We don't treat the kids, well, kids, depends the ages, like those are beautiful human beings, you know, and we don't tell them scream, shout, listen. Like in adult theatre, exactly.
So you would put on a children's theatre in the exact same way as you would for adults. The only difference is topic. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, and depends on the play, obviously. Well,
And
Streetcar Named Desire is different from Thumbelina.
Okay.
Okay. But when we're talking for kids, that's what we do. We run from school to school. That's what we do, basically. And, and every day 2 different shows, Thumbelina and William Tell, for example, what we're doing now. So obviously it's different script, different audience. But at the theatre, for Daphne Kuhn, we're doing Thumbelina.
Okay, so we're going to get to Thumbelina
Yeah.
in a moment. But before
Okay.
we do, Litzy, maybe you just want to tell us how you started Cue Theatre.
On cue.
On Cue Theatre, apologies.
On cue.
That's an important correction.
Yeah. Okay, so I came to this country 43 years ago, and from Israel. I graduated from the Rubin Academy, which is part of the Jerusalem University, and I worked for other theaters here, for Joyce Levinson and Jill Gerard in their theater, and then one day I decided enough, I'm opening my own theater. And we called it On Cue Theater, with a C, not with a Q. And since then, we write our own scripts, we sew our own costumes, and everything is ours. We don't buy anything. We sew everything. We do everything. We since lockdown and COVID, we don't have secretaries, and so we do everything. And every day, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're running to different schools. Every day, 2 or 3 schools. Yeah. Every day.
Kevin, tell me about your involvement with On Cue Theatre.
All right. So I graduated 1996.
Since then, he's with us.
And basically, it was just out of the blue. I phoned my agent and I asked her about something completely different, and she phoned me back 2 minutes later to say that an actor had fallen sick and they needed a replacement. So I drove through to then Yeovil when it was still Yeovil before it became something else, and one of the actors had fallen terribly ill, and I had to step into the role in 24 hours.
Wow.
And it wasn't easy.
No.
But that was the start. That's
And
when
was that at On Cue Theatre? Was that?
Yes.
And then since then, the two of you have been working together.
And as I always say, I never look back from there. And I've been with Litzy. She's become my Imma. And I call her my Imma because she has been my boss, my mentor, my strength, she's been there in so many ways that,
Thank you.
Even my real mom passed away, and Litzy filled that gap when she did.
That's incredible. That really is incredible.
And Kevin, we're doing other shows, like all the Shakespeare work, the Macbeth and the Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet and Othello, and there is no actor like him. There is no Macbeth like him, like Kevin. That's our other part of the On Cue Theatre.
Yeah, so how hard okay, you know what? We're going to take our break now before I get caught up in a question. And after the break, we're going to look at both the On Cue Theatre, On Cue, how hard it is to establish something and keep it running, and also Thumbelina.
Chai FM, your station of choice since 2008.
I'm Cherie Zeffert, this is Above Board, and I am talking to Litzy, Katz and Kevin Theron. Litzy is the director and choreographer, and Kevin is the co-writer of The Adventures of Thumbelina, which will be on at the Sandton Theatre of the Square from the 15th to the 21st of July. And if you are looking for something to do with your little ones during the holiday, I recommend Children's Theatre, although I have not yet seen Thumbelina. Tell me a little bit about The Adventures of Thumbelina.
Okay, our adventure of Thumbelina, because we're based on the story of Hans Christian Andersen. The proper story is a bit Ochshem. So we decided that, you don't know who is sitting in the audience. Some kids are extremely happy at home. Some kids are, you don't know. And we're giving them 1.5 hours of sheer joy and happiness. And obviously the story. So the storyline there's a storyline, and in between we have what we call guest artists. So we'll have, but we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to say because it's a surprise. So people will come and see. It's beautiful. The costumes are amazing. The actors are beautiful. Our Thumbelina is Thumbelina. She's little as a thumb.
She's a tiny little thing.
She is tiny little thing. She's beautiful actress, beautiful dancer, and the other members of the cast are as amazing. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful show. Beautiful. Fun.
So, adapting something like Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, Kevin, what's that been like? Because the two of you wrote the script.
Okay, so you take the story, which was written hundreds of years ago, and we've got to give it a modern take. We've got to make it slightly more accessible to the modern audiences. And but normally people would think it would be only for girls. So we always have to give something for the boys as well. So moms out there with little boys, don't be afraid to bring them to Thumbelina thinking, it's only for little girls. Can I give it away? We've got to have a superhero in it. There's superheroes in the story.
Come on, yes. Let's do this big reveal.
Yes, so there's going to be superheroes in it with lots of lively music, lots of audience participation. You have to help us get the show going, so the audience is very, very important. And without them, they're going to be participating all the way. So
lots of audience participation.
Very important.
Lots of audience. We ask questions. We teach them about
Yeah, so teaching is always we're very passionate about that. You learn something from the show. So we're going to have dinosaurs, we're going to have, but we can't give it away too much. It's got to be part of the surprise. So you've got to come and watch. Bring your kids along. It's going to be 1.5 hours of great fun.
Yeah. So this is, let's just give you the dates. It's still school holidays, which I think for many parents are probably feeling quite long already. So it's from the 15th to the 21st of July. It's at the Sandton Theatre on the Square. To book, you can always phone the theatre, and if you're lucky, you get to speak to the marvellous Daphne. Otherwise, you can book on Quicket.
Web ticket.
Web ticket. Sorry, I always get that wrong. Web ticket.
Yep.
Okay. Tell me, in our last remaining minutes, how hard has it been to keep a theatre production going?
So,
not easy.
We used to have what I called an empire. It was really a flourishing theatre company, and then COVID hit, and the whole world changed after COVID. And from what we used to be able to do to what we're doing now, the struggle has been immense, because we don't get any subsidy. There's no subsidy whatsoever, and no one gives us 1 cent for free. Everything that we have to do, we have to scrape together. And without Litzy's driving force, I think we would have closed a long time.
Litzy,
both of us.
Litzy, how hard is it to get into schools?
Okay, we have some schools which we don't even have to phone, they call us. And some schools, if management changed...
You start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to convince them, and you have
And to bring
different.
live theatre, which is part of culture, you know, when they cut the funding, what's the first thing that get cut?
Yeah.
It's the arts.
And it's such a pity, because the arts are that necessary. It helps us, I always say, as people to understand what we're feeling but can't always articulate.
Yeah.
That for me is the beauty of the art.
In some school, they call it the teacher's puppet show. That's the knowledge. Puppet show.
Puppet show.
Yeah, and then when we say we are not puppets, we are not puppet show, we are live theatre.
But I'm sure once you've been in the administration stage, it's easier to get back in, because everybody sees the value of it.
Yeah. We hope.
What age group is Thumbelina for?
4 to 8.
4 years old to 8 years old.
But if you're young at heart, you'll still enjoy.
Oh, yeah, I must tell you, I love children's theatre. I love children's books. I think I got stuck somewhere. That was Litzy Katz and Kevin Theron from the On Cue Theatre. They have the show The Adventures of Thumbelina coming up soon at the Sandton Theatre on the Square. I have to just tell you before I say goodbye that you can stay connected with everything High FM across all your favorite social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at 101.9 High FM. From the latest news and community updates to competitions, behind-the-scenes content, and everything in between, there's always something happening on our pages. Hit follow, turn on your notifications, and never miss a moment with High FM. Just to remind you also, if you've experienced any anti-Semitism or intimidation because you're Jewish, please report it on our WhatsApp line on 078-259-9417. If you'd like to contribute to the Xenophobic Relief Fund, please go and check out our social media pages as well. Otherwise, thanks to all of you for joining me. Thanks to Craig for putting the show together. If there's anything you'd like to comment on, you're always welcome to send me an email on Charisse@sajbd.org. Otherwise, until next week, Shabbat Shalom.